mean, this is rough mountain terrain.
This fire's been unique because of the location.
When fires come, they come hard.
The fire still has pretty extreme behavior.
All of our pictures of belongings, like everything is gone.
This is it. This is my retirement. This is home.
Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen.
And I'm Alex Fisher. This morning, the Stagecoach Fire continues its reign of terror as it quickly burns through the mountains east of Bakersfield.
The threat of the fire is not over this morning. Firefighters continuing to fight to save homes and lives. Here's a look at just some of the intense images of the flames from the front lines. Right. Firefighters are unleashing a brutal attack on this fire, but it seems Mother Nature still has the upper hand.
And the fire is burning in our mountain region, cradled between Lake Isabella and Tehachapi. It is a rural area, but many people live there. And this morning, they're wondering if their homes still stand. Here's a look at your Friday morning headlines. The fire has grown to more than 7,000 acres. That's about 11 square miles. It is only 15% contained. More than 770 firefighters are on the front lines. 13 homes have been destroyed.
This morning we have team coverage. Our morning forecaster Kevin Charette is tracking conditions. 17's Karen Waugh has been in the mountains covering this fire since the beginning. We'll check in with her in just a bit. But we begin this morning with 17's Taylor Shaw. He's joining us live from the fire this morning with the latest. Taylor?
Well, good morning, Maddie. Favorable conditions right now for firefighters and favorable conditions overnight for firefighters, which is a good sign. Right now, it's pretty cold. We're off Caliente Bodfish Road here, and it is about 50 to 55 degrees, not too windy. You can definitely smell the smoke coming from right behind me. And as you can see right here, the fire came through a day ago, about a day or two ago, and just ravished this area right here, completely scorched right next to me. As we've mentioned, now 7,000 acres have been destroyed by this fire. As we take a look at some video of how this fire has burned through this area, right now nearly 800 firefighters are working around the clock to douse the flames. They're unleashing an assault from both the ground and sky. But as of this morning, as you guys mentioned, Mother Nature still winning. The fire only 15% contained. 13 homes have burned.
We understand that people want to be with their home, their belongings, where they're comfortable. But we're worried about their health. We're worried about their safety, their life. And so the decision is not made lightly. And the decision as to when we can repopulate those areas, that's not made lightly either.
Well, new evacuation orders were put into place yesterday afternoon, and the previous evacuation orders are still in place. The Red Cross has an emergency shelter down in Tehachapi at the old Kmart parking lot. For homeowners who are still trying to watch their homes, firefighters are asking you, please don't. Please evacuate. And one final note, and this is huge for this fire. Firefighters have struggled to communicate working in these mountain regions. It's very remote here, and it's very hard to get cell phone service. We were driving through the mountains early this morning, and I'm telling you, Maddie and Alex, there's only a couple spots where you get 1 bar of service. Where we are right now, thankfully, we have 2 bars, and that's the only way that we're able to come live to you. But as you can imagine, it's very difficult to get out information for this fire and also communicate. Luckily, they have radios, but cell phone service is just not a thing here. Reporting live, Taylor Schaub, 17 News.
All right, and Kevin has been tracking conditions. Good to hear that cooler temperatures and those winds slowing down are helping firefighters.
Yeah, overnight it was good news for firefighters in terms of conditions, weather conditions, lighter winds, cooler temperatures. And again, this fire is only 15% contained. We talked about the acreage right now sitting at 7,000 acres. And you can see kind of where this fire area is between Havilah and Walker Basin. Now, I want to talk about the weather in general, and the winds are very light right now. The arrows that you're seeing here are not wind speed, they're wind direction. So we are still seeing those winds, light winds out of the north and also out of the east. So we are going to track those winds today, but the good news is they're light right now. We take a look at the temperature, 58 degrees. Good recovery overnight for firefighters. Our dew point at 46. Our humidity is also up 64%, and there's that south wind at 8 miles per hour. Here's a look at the forecast for today. Wednesday. Hazy skies will continue. It'll be warm. Today's high right around 84 degrees. Our relative humidity between 25 and 35%. And our winds will be out of the west-southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'll have much more on our local forecast. That's coming your way in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Kevin. And as Taylor mentioned, there are new evacuations to tell you about. Kern County Fire updated evacuation orders for anyone living in these areas along Paiute Mountain Road and Saddle Springs Road. This is on top of the evacuation notices that were given earlier this week. They include the area north of Walker Basin and east of Caliente Bodfish Roads. And if you've been affected by this fire and need help, call the American Red Cross. Volunteers are helping people find a place to stay if they evacuate. Again, that number is 1-800-RED-CROSS. You can find all evacuation information on our website, kget.com.
And here's the reason why firefighters are asking people to leave their homes. Take a look at this dramatic video, and it shows the flames devouring a property from the Stagecoach Fire. This is home surveillance video shared with us by Robert Higgins, who says his vacation cabin in Caliente went up in flames Wednesday night. You can see the fire surrounding the porch before the camera goes dark. This is just one of the 13 homes destroyed by the Stagecoach Fire. And our team coverage continues now this morning with 17's Karen Waugh. She's been with firefighters throughout the week as they battle this grueling fire. But she joins us now with the story that sparks hope.
Over the past week, the Stagecoach Fire has exploded in size, moving from one side of the mountains to the other.
I've been all over the world in the military and a lot of the states, and I'm 55, and this is my favorite place that I've been. I like the community.
Ron Lefevre and his family moved to Walker Basin 17 years ago. They built everything from the ground up. The house, deck, pool, suspension bridge, barn.
Down there in the barn, we have 2 alpacas, Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Lady Gaga.
His family, consisting of 2 alpacas, 2 chickens, 2 dogs, and 2 cats. Each year, he's used to wildfire threats. But he soon saw the Stagecoach Fire creeping too close for comfort.
We haven't had anything this close, for sure.
And then firefighters showed up, recommending he evacuate.
I just hoped.
So he fled, forced to even leave behind most of his animals, not knowing if he'd see any of this ever again.
It really didn't get emotional till I got to downtown, till I got to the hotel.
But then a spark of hope. Kern County firefighters personally called him, telling him his home was safe.
The 3 firefighters that defended my house were professional, calm, which calmed me.
As for his neighbors, homeowners who weren't as fortunate,
we're going to take care of them. That's what we do up here. Food, we'll get them some food. We'll get them as much money as we can possibly all spare, and clothes, and they'll rebuild. We'll be all right.
From the ashes, they'll rise again.
The community, my neighbors, the peace, quiet.
In Walker Basin,
the Saturday barbecues.
Karen Waugh, 17 News.
And we continue to work and bring you the latest information on the Stagecoach Fire. You can head to our website, kget.com, for the latest on this blaze. And we also have the resources that we've been talking about this morning for people who are affected by this fire. You can find all of that on our website, kget.com.
Meantime, our firefighters were also busy with another new blaze. The Fort Fire broke out along the west side of southbound I-5 near the Grapevine Road yesterday. 250 acres burned with 50% containment, according to CAL FIRE. At one point, the fire was affecting traffic and CHP had to close some of the lanes, but those are back open this morning. Further down the I-5, another fire broke out in Santa Clarita. The so-called Texas fire is burning in the Saugus area. According to the LA County Sheriff's Department, 50 homes have been evacuated in Bouquet Canyon. The fire has grown to 150 acres. Crews have been able to stop its forward progression, but the fire's just 5% contained this morning.
And these fires are good reminders that you must have a safe and cleared space around your property to prevent fires. It's called hazard reduction clearance. You can even be fined if you do not clear a space. If you're not sure if your property falls within the required area, you can locate it using the lookup tool on the CAL FIRE website. And you can also sign up for disaster alerts from Kern County's emergency services. Just go to readykern.com.